Excellency Mr. Erlangga, Minister of Industry, Member of Parliament, Sir Charles Honoris, Dato Sri Professor Dr. Tahir, Investment Envoy for the President, and also we already know as a translator with 3 languages, a special translator to the President. Distinguished representative from the Taipei Economic and Trade Office in Jakarta, Pak Andri Apeng, Mr. Robert, Indonesian Economic and Trade Office, Taipei, Katai Group, ladies and gentlemen, KWUan. It's indeed a great honor for me to be invited to this forum, which is attended by distinguished CEOs from Indonesia and Taiwan. The range of businesses represented by both sides simply provides us with a rough idea of the immense economic potential which Indonesia and Taiwan could have. Seen from this perspective, I warmly welcome the holding of this meeting today. I understand that the presence of Taiwanese CEOs in this event is to return the visit of Indonesian businesses to Taiwan in September this year. This meeting would also be considered as a follow-up to the visit to Jakarta of Mr. Wei Fuyang, the Vice Minister of Ministry of Economic Affairs of Taiwan, on the 27th and 28th October 2016. At the breakfast meeting on the 28th of October, Mr. Yang expressed Taiwan's interest in promoting business with Indonesia on agriculture, infrastructure, sugar plantation and refineries, energy, and petrochemicals, areas where Indonesia also has a great interest for possible collaboration with Taiwan. I could share with distinguished participants as well that I had meeting with Mr. Chi Kung Lei, Minister of Economic Affairs of Taiwan, on 17 November 2016 at the sidelines of the APEC ministerial meeting in Lima, Peru. At the meeting, we agreed to capitalize on the Indonesia-Taiwan Joint Committee on Trade and Investment as a forum to advance our bilateral economic relations. We also shared interest in reviewing the study jointly conducted by Chonghua Institution for Economic Research and the Indonesian Institute of Sciences on a possible Indonesia-Taiwan Economic Cooperation Agreement, and to give focus on the development of e-commerce. As you can see, a series of conversations had taken place and had then intensified in recent weeks and months, and the objective remains the same. That is, bringing our bilateral trade and investment relations to the next level. I therefore would encourage business from both sides to deepen the engagement, explore all the possibilities to develop matters, and aim at not only Indonesia's or Taiwan's, but also regional and global markets. Especially as many analysts believe that global trade and investment growth will continue to be modest next year and beyond. Our statistics suggest that as the global economy faced many challenges, bilateral trade between Indonesia and Taiwan shows a downward trend in recent years. In 2015, Indonesia's export decreased by 4.9% to record at $5 billion, while Taiwan's export to Indonesia also decreased by 7.79% to reach $3.2 billion. Indonesia's main exports to Taiwan are coal briquette, petroleum and other gaseous products, jewelry and parts, petroleum oils, plywood and thinner panels. Meanwhile, Taiwan's main export to Indonesia include flat-rolled products of iron, woven fabrics of synthetic filament yarn, electronic ICs, acrylic hydrocarbons, and knitted or crocheted fabrics. In terms of investment, our statistics indicate that Taiwan's investment in Indonesia reached its peak in 2012, worth $646.9 million. In the subsequent years, however, the figure went to the opposite direction, so by 2015, it was recorded at only $107.9 million. But there is a good signal that up to the third quarter of 2016, Taiwan's investment in Indonesia has been picking up again to reach $118.4 million, thus surpassing the total investment in 2015. I noted that Taiwan's investment in Indonesia has focused on paper and printing industry, not metallic mineral industry, rubber and plastics, metal, machinery and electronic industry, textile, motor vehicles and other transport equipment, trade and repair, and food industry. I believe that there are other areas or sectors where a Taiwan business may wish to invest in. These include some services sectors, chemicals, plastics, fisheries, solar energy, pharmaceuticals, and biotech, to name just a few. Bank is an exception. It's only bank, just one bank, no. We have a strong confidence in inviting you all to do business with, and in Indonesia as we pursue a continuous reform agenda which will turn our economy into one of the most robust and vibrant in ASEAN. There are two underlying keywords by which the Indonesian government reforms the economy into a better future. They are openness and competitiveness. Those keywords are embodied in the statement of our President in many occasions. Among others, that we will continue to reform, to simplify our regulations, to open our economy, as also mentioned this morning. By openness, we aim at opening our economy to the world, bringing Indonesia deeper into the global value chains, and climbing the ladders in sectors where we have factors and endowment, that is, natural resources, innovation, creativity and talents, heritage, demographic dividend, and Indonesia's strategic location in Southeast Asia. By openness, we continue deepening our engagement with our partners at the bilateral, regional, and multilateral levels. This explains why we keep on cooperating and synergizing with partners at a time when the global economy sees no immediate signs of strong recovery to where we were 5 or 6 years ago. Hence, Indonesia has reactivated negotiations with Australia and EFTA countries, continued leading the RCEP negotiations, was in the process of reviewing our bilateral FTA with Japan and PTA with Pakistan, launched a CEPA negotiation with the EU, and looked at the possibility of negotiating separate trade in goods agreements with Chile, Peru, Turkey, and Eurasia. The second keyword is competitiveness. By competitiveness, we are resolved to improve the functioning of our economy. We would like to run the economy in an efficient fashion so as to enable us to compete both in the domestic as well as regional and global markets. Testament of our resolve to improve our competitiveness is the introduction of packages of deregulation in the past 12 months. There are 14 packages of deregulation introduced by the government, and these packages are divided into 7 major areas of reform. That is, investment, industry, logistics, tourism, export, purchasing power, and e-commerce. The measures in those packages include simplification of rules and procedures on trade and investments, incentives for investment and industry, financing for small and medium enterprises, provision of energy, improvement of the negative list of investment, easier procedures to build housings for low-income families, and a roadmap for the development of e-commerce in Indonesia. Through the introduction of the packages, we give special focus on creating a better environment for investment and accelerating the development and improvement of economic infrastructures, such as airports and seaports, roads and railways, storage and handling, to better connect the production centers across the archipelago to the national distribution lines. The last package introduced on 10 November 2016 deals with the promotion of digital economy through better facilitation and protection of e-commerce. Through the 14th package, we would like to create 1,000 Indonesian technopreneurs and facilitating the use of e-commerce worth of $130 billion by 2020. Digital economy is part of our drive toward an open competitiveness economy. Just to give you an illustration, in the Ministry of Trade alone, there are 89 types of export-import licensing procedures. We managed to transform the processing of 64 out of 89 procedures from manual to an online system, and 7 of them can be completed by the use of digital signatures. In parallel with all this, we also respond to the challenges of economic opening through the improvement of the livelihood of our people, so that business could flourish even more. We believe that improving the efficiency of the economy will not only enhance our competitiveness in view of stiffer economic competition at the global stage, but will also allow our farmers, fishermen, young and women entrepreneurs, and small and medium enterprises to flourish and contribute strongly to the economy. This will help the Indonesian government to better address the issues of poverty, income inequality, and rural development, which in turn will further heighten economic growth and offer more new potentials. So, again, I'm confident that collaboration between Taiwan and Indonesia's businesses will bring our bilateral trade and investment relations into a higher stage and offer mutual benefits to our constituents. I really suggest that businesses from Indonesia and Taiwan look closely into ways to collaborate with Taiwan, not only its other markets, but also ASEAN, RCEP, and even global markets. It is also important to include in your deliberations the role of our SMEs, farmers and fishermen. In fact, Taiwan has long been acknowledged for its expertise in facilitating SMEs to become global players, and Indonesia could learn more from Taiwan on this particular issue. I wish you all a successful business gathering for a better future of economic relations between Indonesia and Taiwan. 谢谢。Thank you very much, Mr. Enggar.